My son Gray is a very interesting person, and I say that with great admiration because not only is he brilliant in my mind, I mean, I know I am his parent, so I don't know who wouldn't describe their child as brilliant, but just the way his mind works, I find very intriguing and interesting. He is interested in things that I would not necessarily say a 9.5-year-old would be interested in. He loves making videos. He loves directing his sister in his videos. He loves stop motion stuff. He loves to play Legos and build and think outside of the box. He's just very into creativity and being his own person.
My name is Cynthia. I am a Barton tutor, been in the field of education for 25 years, and I have used the Foundation in Sounds for my students who needed a little extra work to get ready for Barton.
My son Colby, he is very, 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 very caring. He will do anything to be your little helper. He likes to ride his bike. He likes to play with other kids. He loves animals. He's very into educating himself about things that have to do with the outdoors.
My name is Tracy. I have a son who is 9.5 years old. We've been on a really interesting journey since he's been in kindergarten, really, when we first started to notice some of the signs of potential learning disabilities. We weren't sure at the time what they might be.
My name is Rhianna. My son is Colby, and he is dyslexic.
His attitude towards school and learning decreased, and he became angry and frustrated, and then I knew it was time to look into what's going on. Why is he struggling so much?
They thought in preschool that they would try to get him on an IEP. And still at this point, we didn't quite know what was going on. I didn't know what was holding him back, but I figured with an IEP that he would eventually catch up. So he went on to kindergarten and wasn't doing that great, and no one could tell me what was wrong or what his struggles were, but he just wasn't catching on with reading, with his vocab, with anything like that. So they decided to hold him back his kindergarten year.
Before we started any interventions, he was a broken child. At 6 and 7 years old,
that was a scary turning point when we sat in that IEP meeting and the teacher actually told me, if he doesn't get this gap closed, he will not ever have that foundation, and he will not get through knowing how to read.
I wanted to rebuild him, not just academically, but emotionally, because he had just been torn down. We had tried, there'd just been frustration on his part and on my part and on his teacher's part because we just didn't know.
So we came in to start the Barton program, and Colby did not pass the test to move into the Barton. So that was when he started Foundation in Sounds.
The screening program told us that he was not quite ready to begin the Orton-Gillingham programs.
I had been working with Colby's sister for several years, on and off, and we were working through the program, and his mom asked, could I work with Colby? And I said yes. The first part of that is to do the Barton screening, and so he did not pass Part C, which we had anticipated, and so it was nice to be able to say, in order to pass this Barton screening so that we can move on to Barton, let's work on the Foundation in Sounds. And so we started with the sounds and using the different cards, and when we got to just the second and third lesson with the F, fish, and vase, and thumb, he looked at me and he said, I always thought it was thumb.
I kind of wanted to have a very hands-on approach because I wanted to understand where he was, what he needed help with, what he excelled at. And so this program, the Foundation in Sounds program that we went with, provided that to me. I was able to see where he was and where he struggled. And so I knew that that was a great program for us.
So the Foundation in Sounds really, really, really helped And the best part about it was it transitioned into the Barton program.
I worked with a few twins over the summer as well with the Foundation in Sounds. Their mom came to me because she had purchased the Barton program for herself, but her kids hadn't passed the screening, and so they were stuck on page 12 of book 1 in Barton. And so she came to me and said, help! And so we were able to work through the program with the twins, one at a time, and it was neat to see just how they had different struggles, different areas of weakness, and yet they were able to help each other at the end because we were working on the same lesson on the same day. And so Adam might say, oh, remember Maya, it's like this, and she would say, oh, but remember you say shh like this with the circle. And it was just really neat to see them helping one another.
So we started off with the Foundation in Sounds program, and after that we were able to start our Orton-Gillingham program of choice, which was the Barton for reading and spelling.
He was able to just walk right into the Barton program, and he already had that foundation that the Barton program starts you off with.
For any Barton tutor that currently has the levels, I think you will see a seamless transition from one to the other.
So when I think of what we could do better for him and students like him in school would be to provide programs like the Foundation in Sounds and the Barton program in class, make that part of their regular curriculum, because that's what they need, that's how they need to learn.
One of the parents, as we were finishing the Sounds program, she said to me, I can't really articulate why this program has worked, but it's so clear that it has. And she was just so very excited in how both of her students had more confidence and felt ready to tackle the Barton program.
And he's not 100% right every time, and that's okay, because he's trying, and that's the important thing, and he's using his skills when he tries. And he himself has said, and to quote him, you should have seen me before I started the Barton program. I was a mess, you know? So he knows, as a 9.5-year-old kid, he knows how helpful these programs have been to him, which is also very exciting because we know we're going in the right direction. So very thankful.
I knew that my son needed to succeed to live in this world. So no matter what kind of struggles he was going through, I knew that we had to get through this program that was designed for him in order for him to be able to succeed in life.
I'm very passionate about advocating for children with learning disabilities and making sure that those kids know that it's not a problem, it's not a bad thing, and we just need to learn a little different. And that's all it is.